subscribers, I will make a 15K subscriber special at the end of the day. Okay, so I'm going to be listing off names of whatever as a celebration. I was actually looking forward to having 15K subs for like a good couple of months now. It's hardly anything. 15K is hardly anything, but it is a milestone on a small, rinky-dinky channel. And I wanted to thank you all, part of the LGBTQIA++ community. I'm part of the MBTI community. Yeah boy, yeah boy, yeah boy. INTJ. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I think I'm gonna need some caffeine. Yeah boy, I'm gonna drink it up. Let's go, girls. Let's go. Yeah boy. Birds and bees, vanilla beans. Birds and bees, vanilla bean. Birds and bees, vanilla bean. Yeah, I just got done taking a shower. If you want me to get any props or anything, donate via PayPal or Super Chat or something, I don't know. And list off the item that you would like me to use as a prop. Let's get some controller sounds in there. So good morning. It's time to get up, my Sigma males. It's time to get up, my Sigma males. It's time to seize the day quietly, methodically. My Sigma males. My betas. Where's my betas? Where's my beta males? Where's my beta males? I didn't drink any water this morning. I don't have the time. Because it's time to go, and I will see you guys at the end of the day. Like I said, 15K subs is nothing to really admire because that's hardly anything. 15K, that's hardly anything. I really want to make a different type of channel where you have to do editing and research and all this crap. I think it'll pay off a little bit more, just a little bit more, but I just don't have the time. Everybody has the time for ASMR. You just sit down, you hit record, and you shut up. It's time to get up. Yeah, boy. LGBTQIA+++. It's time to transition into the future. Yeah, boy. Fluffy. greatest ASMR channel in the world, but no, but no, but no. It could have been the greatest ASMR channel in the world, but no, but no, but no. I'll see you guys later. I've got to go pretty soon. It's time to get up. It's time to get up and go. It's good morning time. Good morning time. What are you gonna get today? Are you gonna get your Starbucks? I think. I'm completely tired of boba tea. I'm completely and utterly tired of boba tea. Boba tea, coffee. I am so sick of coffee. I may have some coffee. Honestly, I could just get some coffee. I could just get some coffee beans, vanilla beans. You know what I'm saying? Coffee beans, vanilla beans. Remember when I used to ask you if you worked out today? Did you work out today? Did you work out today? Maybe it'll help you cope. Maybe it'll help you cope. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Alligator. Later, alligator. Are you excited for the day? I know I'm not. I want to stay home. But it's time to go. It's time to get up. It's time to get God damn. Oh my God. It'll be fine. Just always remember it'll be fine. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be a-okay. My tits and dudettes. My tits and dudettes. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. See you guys later. Thank you for subscribing. 15Ks. Coming up. So hey guys, in this video I've noticed some of you guys have been leaving comments about, like, I made a video talking about, you know, microphones from the 40s and stuff having the best tonality, the best tuning even to this day. And some people, you know, can't believe that audio hasn't improved in the past 80 or so years. And you know, there have been small progress. You know, condenser microphones, dynamic microphones, they really haven't changed at all over the past, you know, many years. Sure, there's neodymium magnet dynamic microphones now that are more sensitive, you know, more detailed. There's, you know, microphones that have surface mounted circuit boards and, you know, FET instead of tube. And I mean, there have been some progresses to lower the noise floor, but you know, the actual diaphragm condenser dynamic ribbon microphones, you know, these technologies haven't really advanced at all. And it really comes down to frequency response tunings. It's kind of the same with headphones. Dynamic driver headphones, you know, are still king currently. They have planar magnetic, they have electrostatic headphones, they have other technologies out there. And when it comes to microphones, condenser microphones are like the, you know, king shit. And then you have to have good, you know, low noise components, large diaphragms, you know, all these different things, these different components. And then it comes down to tuning, you know, the tonality, the competency of the people making the equipment. Same with headphones. And sadly, most people are tone deaf. Sadly, most people don't know what they're hearing. And when I say tone deaf, it's basically they just don't know what they're hearing. They listen to something, you know, they can't really identify what they're hearing. Even people who have spent years of their life trying to listen to tonalities of microphones and headphones have no idea what they're talking about. And audio is a really strange subject in that regard, because again, you know, there's people creating things like, you know, smartphones, you know, that are just getting more and more powerful, more and more perfect, you know. And in comparison, audio equipment just seems like such a simple technology that's been around forever. And it really hasn't improved when it comes to the actual tonality or coloration very much at all, you know.
Luckily, I did manage to find some really good sounding stuff. You know, these microphones sound amazing. They're really good. So somebody, and I've always used this logic that you always have to have faith that somewhere, someplace, there are people with the same mentality as you, the same ideologies as you, that are going to produce the products that you desire, you know. And, you know, it's good that we have such a wide selection and variety of people that can provide, you know, what people want. You know, so if you disagree with me, you think the Neumann TL103s are too bright, you think the DT990s are too bright, too muddy, you know, you think the EM6Ls are too sibilant, too harsh, or whatever, you know, whatever the hell, you know, you want darker treble, you want less mid bass, you know, you can have that, you know. But what I find really interesting and really funny is in the audio world, nobody agrees with each other. They're just all, you know, they all have different ideologies, different perspectives. They care about different things. And there have been studies. Again, I don't respect studies because, again, you know, at the end of the day, it comes to, you know, what you want, not what a study wants. But there have been studies that, you know, there's diminishing returns after certain price points. You know, it doesn't get any better. You know, so like a couple $100 headphones, those tend to be the most popular when it comes to sound. You know, people prefer headphones that are massively sold for $200, you know, around $200. You know, these $1,000 headphones don't sound any better. But, you know, if you buy a, you know, multi-$1,000 computer, you expect to have higher performance and better results. But, you know, in some technologies, you get diminishing returns and enthusiast level stuff that, you know, not that many people are going to buy. It's almost like experimental, you know, stuff that you would assume is going to sound really good or perform really good when it doesn't. So, you know, again, this all comes down to, you know, nuance and, you know, ways of perspectives of seeing different technologies and different products. And it's very interesting, you know, because again, like I have an INTJ personality, and I think they actually thrive in these types of communities where it's subjective. You know, these things are based on preference targets. And if you don't have a personality that can narrow in on what you want intuitively, you know, what do you want, what is true to you, what do you want, what are you looking for, you know, and you're just kind of mesmerized by all these different, you know, things that are out there and, you know, other people's opinions, you're going to get lost in the weeds and you're not going to be able to figure it out. So, I mean, even to this day, I see people arguing about audio equipment, you know, and I'm still just happy as can be in my own little intuitive bubble, you know, where I did my own research and I found stuff that sounds amazing to me, and I narrowed in on the best stuff and I just grinded away at it. So I have so much confidence, so much happiness with my stuff, you know, the DT990s, the Neumann TL103s, you know, the EM6Ls, you know, these are the top three things. The Samsung Galaxy Buds Pros, those for sure too. You know, Samsung Galaxy Buds Pros, I can't forget those. These things are amazing. I use these every day. I use these things all the friggin' time. But I mean, this equipment was designed and made by people with the same like-mindedness as me. And when I sit in the audio community, there's so many people that disagree with me, that argue with me, you know. But at the end of the day, I got stuff that is tuned exactly the way I want it, that performs exactly the way I want it, and I'm happy and content, you know. I escaped the crab bucket. I don't need to listen to other people's research. I don't need to do any of that shit. All my stuff sounds the same, is tuned the same, and, you know, it's amazing. But the main thing is, like, you know, technology, audio technology, you know, it's more about a philosophy and an ideology, what, you know, a tuning preference, more than anything else. And I found that, you know, a lot of really amazing people, a lot of amazing products agree with me. You know, I like a lot of really mainstream popular shit. The U47, the TLM103, the Sennheiser MKH416, like, you know, the Neumann TL103s, the DT998s, these are widely used, extremely popular, and I understand why, you know, and they follow all of my rules and all of what I found to be true. So a lot of people gravitate to, you know, particular things, the Shure SM7B, you know, a lot of things, and I see why, you know, I see why the masses gravitate to a lot of these things. But at the end of the day, you know, most of these people are copying each other to play it safe, you know. But I took the extra mile to find what I enjoy, and you know, the confidence of, you know, it all. It's amazing. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. The main point of this video is, yeah, I you know, people are not at the same level as me when it comes to audio. They're kind of all over the place, and I just see so many people, you know, flailing about, you know, having little ideas about audio, you know, not knowing a lot of things. And, you know, again, like there's been studies that most people think most audio equipment sounds perfectly fine. A lot of people think audio quality is isolating the sound, you know, using a dynamic microphone so you don't have like all the ambient background noise, you know, using headphones that are closed back and have ANC or whatever to isolate the sound to cancel out ambient noise around you so that you can focus on what you're listening to, even if the tonality is shit. A lot of people don't care because they're tone deaf, they don't know what they're listening to, and to them audio quality is basically isolating the sound, you know, getting rid of background noise so they can focus on what they're trying to listen to, and they don't actually care about tonality or audio quality in the sense of, you know, what that actually is. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Hey, my little skibbities, my little skibbity toilets. Hey, my skibbity toilets. So yeah, you know, I really do want to, you know, I bought some clothes a while back, and it was small. You know, typically I wear medium clothes. Thank God it's not large yet. So I wear medium clothes usually. I refuse to buy large. But I was, you know, I bought some clothes that was basically small. I bought small clothes. You know why I bought small clothes? Because I told myself I'm going to lose the weight. You know, I'm going to eat healthy. That's all you got to do. You don't have to work out. You don't. One of you guys was like, you know, how does your wife stay so skinny to, you know, if she doesn't go to the gym? She eats in moderation. Honestly, she doesn't eat that healthy, but she does occasionally make some morbidly healthy choices that I only started doing every now and then because I learned about the keto diet. Like, she will eat a hamburger without the buns. You know, the buns have a lot of excess calories and carbohydrates. And she'll eat hamburgers without the buns. I only started doing that because I learned about keto and how bad bread and processed carbohydrates and sugar is. But like, you know, she doesn't drink alcohol. She doesn't like alcohol. She doesn't like energy drinks. She doesn't like a lot of things. She drinks water and tea. She chooses to drink water and tea. Not because she's scared of how horrific energy drinks are, you know, or how terrible processed food is. She just gravitates a lot of time. She eats junk food. She loves McDonald's and shit. But she's not that big into sweets, you know. And she doesn't eat that much. Like, she'll always leave a little bit of the hamburger. She'll always throw out a little bit of the hamburger. She won't eat that last bit of the hamburger, you know. She always does that, you know. She doesn't always eat everything. You know, she usually has food left on her plate, you know. She actually gets full. You know, a lot of times I'm like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, I eat the same thing she does, but then she got 2 chocolate bars, for example. Yesterday we went to like this discount, you know, candy place, and I bought a bunch of shit. She got 2 candy bars, 2 big chocolate bars. You know what? She took one little nibble out of both of them. She took one little square of chocolate out of both of them. I casually walked over there and I'm like, I'm going to try some of that. And I took 2 squares. And the only reason why I didn't take more than that is because that's her chocolate bars, not mine. But I, you know, sampled her chocolate. And I took twice as much as she did out of that candy bar. So it's stuff like that. She Like I can't I'm the worst person to be buying shit in bulk because I will gorge myself. I will make a mission out of it that I need to finish this shit as fast as possible. I need to eat as much of it as possible. I need to gorge myself until it's all gone. And I'm not happy, I'm not satisfied until this shit is out of the kitchen. Get it out of the pantry. I'm going to eat it all. You buy a 12-pack of candy bars. Oh boy, those candy bars are going to be gone. They're going to be gone one way or another. I'll chew them and spit them out. I don't give a shit. I just can't stand the thought of a whole box of juicy, amazing candy bars just sitting there on a shelf. I can't help it. I can't help it, you know. And I've been a little bit better about a lot of this stuff, you know, being with my wife, because like we have 2 Red Baron pizzas in the freezer right now. If I was by myself, if I was single, if I was a, what are they called? Bachelor. If I was a bachelor, those pizzas would have been gone a long time ago. I would have eaten those pizzas probably the same day. I would have had both pizzas the same day. They've been in there for like a week now. And you know, every now and then I'm like, do you want a pizza? Do you want a pizza? Do you want a pizza? We typically share the pizza. You know, I'll have half, she'll have half. And honestly, I would eat more than half, but you know, half of it is hers. And a lot of times she saves the pizza. She'll have a couple of slices and then she'll put there's always pizza slices in the fridge. And anytime we make a pizza, a Red Baron special deluxe supreme pizza, you know, she'll always have a couple of slices in the fridge. I will gorge myself on my half and I will eat it all. And then I'll bug her about the pizza slices in the fridge. I'll be like, that pizza slice is still in there from 2 days ago. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat it. She's like, no, don't touch the pizza. That's my pizza. I'm gonna eat it later. Shit like that. Like this. So, you know, I get, you know, I think it's really important, you know, to be around differently minded people, because the world is complex and there is no perfect way of doing everything. And I think it's good to occasionally observe how other people live and the things that they want and desire and their perspectives, because you can have a lot of really, again, if you're an INTJ like me and you're all about streamlining and perfecting things, it's very humbling to realize that a lot of other personality types, a lot of different types of people out there, they do things a lot better than I could possibly ever do. You know, my skibbity toilets. They do things a lot better than I could ever possibly do. And I can see it as heavily unoptimized, you know, a waste of time and energy. But they get a lot out of it. You know, it could be, you know, watching movies and music and, you know, caring about all of the little nuances. Again, like I'm all about that end goal, that hyper-focused tunnel vision, you know. And a lot of people have a very broad perspective. They're just, you know, they think about all these other things. My skibbity toilets. Skibbity toilets. Skibbity. You know, it's really interesting, you know, that people battle with different desires, different urges, different problems. It's really interesting, you know, to be around people that have totally different personalities and things that they deal with. And it kind of really puts it into perspective, you know. And I've always really liked, you know, a lot of things about my personality, but, you know, a lot of it I just push it aside. Because, you know, I know, you know, I literally filled the Amazon Fresh shopping cart with cheesecake, ice cream sandwiches, pizza, alcohol, energy drinks, and 2 things of water bottles. That's what I was ordering for $50. $50. Cheesecake. That's processed sugar and carbs. Energy drinks. Yeah, sure, they were 0 sugar, but they're heavily acidic and heavily addictive and caffeine filled. And water would have been the more logical choice. Alcohol. Do I really need alcohol? It's filled with calories. It's just going to make me feel bad. It has no health benefits. I don't even need it. I don't even need alcohol right now. Like, I used to get alcohol when I was stressed out. Now I was just wanting it for shits and giggles. I don't even know why I wanted the alcohol. It was on sale though. Sometimes you just want to. It's almost like a mystery now. I want to get alcohol out of curiosity. Like, is it going to be a good buzz? Is it going to be a bad buzz? Is it going to motivate me to make particular types of videos? I almost drink alcohol because I want some excitement, some mystery, some. And in the past, when I would buy alcohol, I bought it because I was stressed out, alone, unhappy. Being married is pretty neat because, when I was single, I was pretty freaking lonely. I was willing to talk to people, just to get some interaction. And these days, I would never fathom talking to people. Again, I'm antisocial, INTJ, but even INTJ people need social interaction every now and then. But a lot of that has completely gone away. So I've been battling, a couple of addictions, and, I've been beating a lot of them off with a stick lately. It was the audio measurement obsession, and making video game videos. Some people ask me, do you even like playing video games, or are you just doing it to make content? Yeah, I was just doing it to make content. But, I do like video games. I mean, I do want to get back to that point where I play video games for fun. On the rare occasion, I installed 1 or 2 games. I haven't gotten around to playing them today. There's the I don't even know. But, yeah, I want to make videos that, actually get views. Not some weird, strange addiction crap, OCD crap. That I'm dealing with. Anyway, I'll see you guys later, alligators. Shut up.